Hey there, wrestling fanatics. I am back, and it's your host with the most, teamryry, and we are back for a brand new episode of the teamryry's Wrestling Podcast, episode number 36. I have a guest here. He has not been on this show in a long time. Go ahead and plug your social media and all that good stuff.
What's going on, guys? This is Justin here for Nexus Sports Network. It's a sports writing platform where you guys can come on and check out all the latest news, rumors, and updates in the world of wrestling, baseball, football, basketball. Got you covered. You guys can follow me on Twitter at JustinDavidKish, Instagram, same name, and just check out the Facebook page. It'll be a whole lot if you guys give it a like.
Alrighty, now this past Sunday was the WrestleMania. Did you watch it, or I know you work a lot. I'm just wondering, did you watch it?
I mean, who didn't watch WrestleMania? I was able to get WrestleMania off, able to get Monday off from the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. But yeah, I was able to watch WrestleMania.
What's your thoughts on the overall show?
Basically, what everybody else thinks about it. I'm sitting here watching WrestleMania. I'm thinking about something. I'm going into WrestleMania with an open mind. A lot of people were downing the build up to Mania this year, and honestly, the WWE did what they had to do in order to make ends meet, and hopefully to bring in the bacon for the WrestleMania, and they did that. But the results and the direction, thinking about what for the company in the future was just kind of questionable. So I mean, it was a good event. I'm not saying that's the most spectacular WrestleMania, but the results were the ones that really gave me a scratch on the head a little bit.
I don't know if you heard, right before the event kicks off, in the pre-show, it was hard to get in the arena or the Dallas Stadium because I guess the tickets failed. You heard about that?
Yeah, I heard about that. I mean, I think that's kind of ridiculous.
Yes.
But shit happens. It happens, and sorry for the fans that did that. I mean, if I was in attendance, I'll be extremely pissed because I know I was watching the pre-show match right back in was it Kalisto?
Yes.
And like 10% of the arena was filled, so it's basically like a house show.
Yeah, so I was wondering, so what the hell? So, I don't know if you know Steel Breach or those guys, but they were in line for 3 freaking hours. That is freaking bullshit. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to go to bat. I mean, yeah, at least he still got into WrestleMania for the most part.
Yeah, but he missed the 3 pre-show, but I know the pre-show matches don't mean nothing, but still, he wants to be there live, you know what I'm saying? He wants to sit down and relax and watch the show,
Of course.
3 hours, wow. Thank God I wasn't there, no offense, but wow, that's insane. And I heard from all the people, podcasts and videos in Dallas, Texas, they were very unorganized for this event. That's nuts,
Yeah, well, the WWE had to scramble around. I mean, they said they were understaffed and everything. I heard it from more dirt sheets and stuff like that. I'm not a big dirt sheet guy, but I really wanted to know what was behind the scenes at Mania. And I guess, like you said, it's just low staffing, everything like that. I mean, you're in a stadium with 101,000 people, and you mean to tell me you don't have the right staff? Because I mean, who wouldn't want to work at WrestleMania?
Yeah, I know.
Work behind the scenes. I mean, I do it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, sign me up.
I think WWE just making excuses,
They gotta do what they gotta do, man.
Yeah, I know. Now, the following Monday
I still
was.
don't believe that the 101,000 was in attendance, but.
Oh, you think that was a fake a record? That was fake?
They inflate it. I mean, they've done it. At WrestleMania 3. A lot of people have said that they've inflated a lot of that stuff, but I don't believe that there was actually 101,000. I mean. I can go outside and there could be at least 12 people there, and I can say there's 14 people there. So, I mean, honestly, WWE is just kind of iffy with that a little bit.
I don't know why do they make a big deal about if they break the record or not? Who cares?
Well, the WWE, they did break the record. I mean, it was the biggest show in attendance they've ever done. I give them that credit. But it's I don't understand what they have to do. You can't really, get an official amount of number, including with the amount of people that showed up to that event. So I mean, I can understand as to why they sold the amount of tickets, but honestly, if you were to count everybody there, I think the number could have came up a little bit short. I mean, it could be like a couple of numbers off, then you can inflate it. But I mean, if you're off like a couple of hundred or maybe 1,000 or so, but that stadium was packed to the rafters. So.
Yes, it was. Now, do you think in the future they'll have Mania back in Dallas in the future?
Oh, absolutely. I miss WrestleMania 32. WrestleMania 32. It was a good event, but why wouldn't they want to do it? But hopefully that next time everything's a little bit more better. Everything's well adjusted. Use this as a learning experience, and then just go on from there.
It's the same thing what happened to 31. That's the first time in San Francisco, home of the Niners, as a big event because I was there with my mom and dad. And it was very unorganized, you know what I'm saying? And then the following year, they had a Super Bowl, so I don't know if they had the same result, unorganized, I don't know.
I think the NFL is a little bit more together because it's more widely known.
Okay.
Than professional wrestling.
Okay.
I mean, that could be a problem there. I think that wrestling is still on the backcourt from all the major sports, and I think that with like the Super Bowl, the World Series, you're gonna have as much as a much organized ordeal than a WrestleMania. I can understand that.
Let's switch gears now. They brought a brand new women's belt. No more Divas belt. Thank God. What's your thoughts on that belt?
The belt, I mean, honestly, everybody was like, I like it. I mean, it just not, to me, outside what the WWE belt actually looks like, they just add red to the background. That was like a white strap as well.
Yeah.
It's just basically adding white and red into the mix and just having, right underneath the WWE logo, the Women's Championship. It does not really stand out. I mean, I understand that WWE is, they did the right thing, getting rid of the whole Divas ordeal and putting it in as, the women's division, something they should have done or had never even done in the first place. It's just, the title belt, it needs to be a little bit different from what the guys' belt look like. But I guess the WWE wants to brand it as, let's keep the titles together, and then maybe they could be on a budget. We just do not know. I know Raw ratings have been, I'm not saying the company's been losing money. I don't want to say anything like that. But, I mean, if you want to, break away from that. I know that the WWE is now acknowledging as, women's wrestling, as superstars. They said they are now branding it. I mean, look at the finale of the triple threat match. The match, in my opinion, I agree with a lot of people that triple threat, women's match stole WrestleMania.
I agree.
They even had like fireworks. They had explosions for Charlotte at the end of the match. So, I mean, when was the last time we actually had explosions and fireworks just explode after a women's match? We've never seen that before.
I don't think so.
The WWE is doing a great job in doing it.
Yes, but I think this women's belt, it needs a different look because they look like the current belt for the guys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, the guy, the WWE title is basically the same thing but just black.
Yeah.
Just different side plates. Now, the only thing that they're switching up now is whoever the hell wins the championship ends up getting new side plates. I mean, that doesn't really, impress me a whole lot, but you know what? The WWE makes the final call and we just have to accept it.
Maybe down the road they will change. I thought they were going to go back to the old school women's belt. I love that belt.
I mean, that's a belt that, was basically crowned by Trish Stratus and Lita. I would not want them to bring that back. And it was like, what irritated me the most was when I think they said the first ever women's champion. I'm like, what the hell?
I know.
I'm sitting there like, okay. So I'm like, okay, so I guess Lita, Trish Stratus, Chyna, I guess those three, women's competitors that really just did not make a difference in women's wrestling. So I guess Sasha Banks, Charlotte are like the starting of a whole new era and a whole new. It's like a new thing. Women's wrestling's a whole new thing now.
Yep. I mean, I guess for this generation, I don't know, whatever. But now this past Monday was the night after the WrestleMania. A lot of big things supposed to happen. In my eyes, nothing really big happened. I mean, in my eyes, well, we got these tag team groups for NXT. I mean, I know of them, but I'm not. I don't mark out because I don't follow them a lot. And then I thought like Samoa Joe's gonna make an appearance, like or Bailey or anything like that, but that was a total fail. or Bullet Club. I guess they were backstage, but they were not really ready to come out on Raw. But maybe eventually it will come out. And then because Scott Hall or Razor Ramon, yeah, Scott Hall was backstage with Bullet Club. So what's your thoughts on Bullet Club? Hopefully, we'll make a debut on Raw.
I'm a big Bullet Club kind of guy, but the WWE is kind of having, I think, like trademark issues. I think New Japan has the name Bullet Club, so they're going with the whole Balor Club kind of ordeal.
Oh, okay.
I'm a huge mark. If Bullet Club or Balor Club, whatever the hell they want to do with it, makes their appearance on Raw next week or within, at some point in the year, I'm probably going to be the guy who's going to flip out. I'm a huge fan of, the Bullet Club. Look at their times. I followed the Bullet Club for quite a while. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a big, I'm an original fan of them. Just look at their, the promos, their in-ring work. I'm a huge fan of Carl Anderson. Right now, it's being led by Kenny Omega, so I'm a huge Kenny Omega guy. He's a great in-ring competitor. I'm surprised that WWE has not gone after him. There's just, it's pure gold over there. New Japan is doing some great things with the Bullet Club. Yeah, they've been kind of like switching off as the leaders of the Bullet Club because it was once, Fergal Devitt, a.k.a. Finn Balor, then it was Carl Anderson, then it was AJ Styles, and then now it's Kenny Omega as the leader. But they come and go. It's what happens in wrestling. And once AJ Styles left, Kenny Omega took over. That was all publicized. So I mean, you guys can go check the video yourself. But Bullet Club comes to the WWE, expect me to mark out for it.
And that'll probably be great for ratings overall.
Yeah, the WWE needs to really start pulling something out of their ass. I consider the day after WrestleMania the start of a new year for the WWE. A lot of people don't think so. Just because it's January 1st, everybody thinks it's a whole new year for the WWE. No, not really, because right after WrestleMania, that is where new superstars come into the works, new storylines, rivalries end.
Oh.
So, I mean, it's a new year, and everybody just seems to forget that.
Okay. Got it. Let me see here. Another thing is, did you watch Monday Night Raw? The main event?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I watched Monday Night Raw.
Did you enjoy the main event? That was awesome. How AJ Styles won, huh?
Yeah, AJ Styles won it. I really did enjoy it, but like I said, the whole WrestleMania thing. I mean, if he won at Mania and then he won last night, I can understand it. But it kind of was like, okay, now the WWE is immediately shooting AJ up to the main event scene now.
Yes.
And it's like I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, okay, so he lost to Jericho at Mania, comes back on Raw, puts him in this whole what was it, like a fatal 4-way or a 6-way, whatever the hell it was. My mind's rushing all over the place, but
it was a 4-way.
Yeah, it was the 4-way match. Sami Zayn was taken out backstage. I know the WWE was not going to go anything with Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens, I'm a huge fan of. Kevin Steen, I've been a big fan of his for years now. I thought that legitimately he was going to be the guy that WWE was going to put into, the main event scene. He lost the title at Mania to Zack Ryder. And from there, he's just been untouchable. The WWE is striking gold with Kevin Owens, but they just don't see him as a main event caliber guy. So AJ Styles, the most dark horse wrestler, in the entire match, pulls out the victory. I know Cesaro made his return, which was a huge ordeal to a lot of people. But I really wanted to see Kevin Owens pick up the victory because, imagine Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. It's something fresh, something new. But you're also getting something fresh and something new with AJ Styles. So, we'll just hopefully, we get some great matches. AJ Styles, in my opinion, all the promo work he has done so far with the WWE has not been too phenomenal. No pun intended. But hopefully, that works, that improves over time.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And we'll see what happens in the future. Did you have a feeling that Kevin Owens is gonna do that thing with Sami Zayn backstage? That was an awesome moment, huh?
I mean, I love Sami Zayn. I mean, I don't understand why the WWE has been pushing him off to the side a little bit. I mean, some people say it's just a skit that he was injured. He was holding his shoulder. Everybody was like, "Oh, the shoulder injury's back. Shoulder injury's back." But everything has been quieted down. It's it's not the shoulder injury. It's nothing. Everything is fine.
So it's the storyline, right?
Yeah, so basically it's just a storyline. I think that's what the WWE is going to be, working with, come, next Monday Night on Raw. Maybe we can see a start because now it's starting to build rivalries. And,
So I guess
honestly, I think that's the best way to go.
we're gonna see Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens probably at Payback probably. I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely. I really want to see that. I think that's going to end up, putting some, getting some extra ticket buys. And it's something that we've been wanting to see since, their last match. And, Ring of Honor, I remember their ladder match, the most epic ladder match in, the history of ladder matches in the world of wrestling. I've always thought that, imagine these two guys down the line, headlining events. I've always wanted to see, Owens and Zayn headline of WrestleMania. Are we going to see it? That never lead it out of the question. But regardless of the fact, these guys are just two phenomenal in-ring competitors, and for them just teasing us right now, hopefully it does come together.
And they both young, correct?
I don't know the exact age. I think Kevin Owens is still in his late 20s.
Okay.
So I think they're like 28, 29. I think Sami Zayn's around that too.
Okay, let's switch gears. This past Monday, it was actually the Miz got his revenge on Zack Ryder, and a lot of distractions. Maurice cost Dolph Ziggler the victory, and once again the Miz is IC champion. What is your thoughts on that distraction and all that stuff?
Well, it was the Miz and Zack Ryder, not the Miz and Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, I'm sorry. I messed up. I'm sorry.
It's all good, but I mean, they're getting Maurice back together. She's getting back into the company. I don't know what kind of role she will have. I don't know if she's gonna go out to the women's championship. I don't know, what the whole ordeal is. I think she's just gonna play valet to the Miz. But I mean, I guess Maurice was actually a good, underrated in-ring competitor in my book. She was actually really solid during her. That's the Michelle McCool title, the Divas title, but Maurice was also a prominent figure in the Divas division. But the Divas division was I guess you can say, was an important time because it started to develop some superstars today. Like Maurice, Michelle McCool, Layla. There was a lot of title history within that Divas title, and Maurice, a lot of people just underrated a whole lot. So I mean, her role today. Obviously, you guys all heard about Total Divas. She's going to be on Total Divas next season. It's one of those, I forgot the term of it, but it's one of my, I kind of watch the show. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. I'm a truthful person, and I watch it every now and then if I need to kill time. Wrestling is wrestling. If you get the Divas involved, I'm game. So, but like I said, Maurice is just probably gonna end up being just a valet for the majority, like she did with Ted DiBiase. She was never wrestling, so I guarantee she's just going to pick back up becoming a valet for her husband, The Miz.
I mean, it's good to see her back. Did she retire or she just took some time off for a while? Is that why she was gone for a while?
I guess that she just walked away from wrestling. Okay. I know that she did some independent wrestling work. I don't want to say it was with Shimmer. I want to say it was like with Family Wrestling Entertainment. I think that's what it was. It's another independent wrestling promotion, which a lot of former WWE wrestlers, a lot of other top independent wrestlers go. I know John Hennigan, if I'm saying his last name correctly, or Johnny Nitro, John Morrison. I know he was the reigning champion, so I know Maurice was doing some commentating work over there. I don't think she really retired. Maybe she could be returning to the ring. We'll just have to wait and see, in the coming episodes of Raw, SmackDown, and everything like that.
Yeah, pretty much. I was wondering, are you going to any WWE live shows anytime soon, or not for a while?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't see any shows scheduled for the Arizona area. I'm out here in Arizona, but I've been campaigning for the longest time to get NXT out in Arizona. Probably NXT Takeover Phoenix or Takeover Arizona. But hopefully they do a Takeover in Phoenix because they can do a couple of shows out here. In the Arizona area, and hopefully they can do something relatively soon because NXT is a huge thing now. I'm a big mark out for all NXT shows. I have not missed an NXT show since the debuted episode. I've watched dating back to when it was just a reality show. So I just how it evolved over time was just fantastic, and I would love to see it out here.
Well, this is my theory. If it ever goes to Arizona, this The only way that could happen, my guess is if they host SummerSlam and they can have like a weekend out of it, or as a special event. You know what I'm saying, Justin?
Yeah, I know the last time SummerSlam was here. I want to say it was 2002,
Yeah, they overdue
and
for it. You know.
that was the Elimination Chamber match, which had like Kevin Nash and Goldberg and Randy Orton. I think it was in there. Triple H. That was the last SummerSlam that was here. But ever since then, they've been going to like Brooklyn 2 years, California this. It's just bring it back to Arizona. I know Arizona is the most outside wrestling markets in the area, because they've always go and tackle down like the big cities. Like, they do a lot of shows in Florida, Ohio, Indiana.
Chicago, yep.
Come on over to Arizona. Come to California.
Yep. Well, they haven't been to Chicago since '94, so they overdue for SummerSlam. But we'll find out next year, because this last year for Brooklyn, they only have it for 2 years for Brooklyn.
I want them to start, thinking outside the market for SummerSlam. 2 years in Brooklyn, back to back. Really. The Barclays Center, beautiful basketball arena. Don't get me wrong. Just let's hopefully, let's mix it up next year. Hopefully they bring SummerSlam to Arizona, probably even a WrestleMania to Arizona. Bring back WrestleMania to Arizona.
Last time you guys were there was 26, and it was. I was there. Don't get me wrong, but that card it could do way better than this decade. It could be way better now. You got NXT. You got guys coming up from the current roster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hopefully they do come back to Arizona, because I was at 26.
Oh, you were?
And yeah, it's not that far from me. It's about 10 miles from my house. So obviously I was going to be in attendance.
Okay, so you don't travel to like Dallas. You don't like to travel to other cities besides Arizona, huh?
I ventured. I've probably been to like most states, but I have not been like one of those mobile wrestling fans or anything like that. Because number one, costs and everything, But I'm saving up for a big event out here. Either if it's like an autograph signing, because I don't really tackle down a lot of the whole autograph signing ordeals, because they barely come out here. So it's like I'm not gonna travel to, what is it, like California for or for a Raw house show or a WWE house show. I'm not gonna travel to Texas for another house show. It's just like, if it's in Arizona, if it's local, yeah, well, let's book me a seat, But it's like I'm not gonna be the kind of guy that's just gonna sit around and be like, okay, we have a house show in Texas. Let's just take like a day out drive and just drive to Texas just for a house show. That will be like 2 hours, and you have like a whole day head to drive for you at the end of the show.
And then already that Money Bank will be in Vegas this year, so.
Yeah, Money in the Bank. I'm kind of looking forward to trying to go. It's only about a 5-hour drive from my house. I've already looked into it. It's not that far, so it's like I'll go, but hopefully the time is right, and the time off request is accepted, and we'll just go from there.
That's awesome. They built a new stadium right there, right? Like an MGM, or what did they build out there for Vegas? Do you know?
It's the T-Mobile Center or the T-Mobile Arena. I think
Okay.
I think it was known as the MGM Grand for like the longest time. Then I guess they just renamed it.
Okay, got it. Do you think they could host a WrestleMania out there, or is it too small of an arena?
Nah, it's too small of an arena.
Okay,
MGM Grand, big as it is, it's just has enough to hold UFC and like other conventions, but WrestleMania, and I don't think so. I don't think there is a stadium out there that can hold the maximum capacity for a WrestleMania show each year.
Really? You don't think so? Oh, really? What was the one they had WrestleMania 9? Can they go back to that one, or is that too small?
I think. What was it? What arena was it in?
I forgot. I think it was I don't know. I don't think it's a football arena, but it's an outdoor.
Well, you look at the size of the WrestleMania 9 arena. You compare it to the amount of WrestleMania arenas they had there. They had it at Caesar's Palace.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's it.
WrestleMania 9 was one of the worst, probably the worst WrestleMania in my opinion. Other people can probably agree with that, but there was only 16,000 people in attendance. If they do a 16,000 people in attendance, that's kind of a record low for the WWE probably since then.
Yeah.
This year you had 101,000 people. So you're looking at about 80,000 people not being able to purchase tickets. So I mean, right there, I don't think the WWE is going to end up looking at much smaller venues. I mean, they're probably going to end up being like go big or go home. To be honest with you.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen. Switching gears, do you have a favorite current diva on W's roster right now?
Currently, it's kind of like a tie between. I mean, I love Becky Lynch, but you know what? There's also an underrated diva that I would love to see, get some more TV time, and that's Tamina.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I love Tamina a whole lot. There's not, I'm no disrespect to her. If she listens to this, there's not a whole lot of, Tamina supporters out there. I don't know why, but I've always, from the time that when she debuted to the WWE, I've always felt like she was really underrated. She has the muscle, she has the charisma, she can do a whole lot. I mean, yeah, she's been jobbing out to a lot of the divas and so on and so forth just to get them over. But you know what? It has to work. We have got to get something going with a whole new fresh face within the division. We've just been becoming to get watered down with this whole divas revolution, or we should say the women's revolution now, with the three Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha Banks. It's just getting old right now. Makes it up a little bit.
Yep. But I wonder how Tamina feels that she's not a major storyline or any title shots. You know what I'm saying?
I hope the WWE is missing out on it. Then that's their problem. They're missing out on a great superstar. She can get the work done. I guarantee she can get the work done. And the WWE is just not going with her. They just don't see it with her. I can see a lot of things with her. A lot of people are calling me crazy right now, but just like give her some legitimate ring time. Put her in a match with Becky Lynch. Put her in a match against Charlotte. See how that match goes out. But WWE is still, setting their sights on, let's have an everyday match between, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, or Charlotte and Becky Lynch. I'm just sick and tired of the WWE putting Becky Lynch in these matches and having her lose all the time. I'm probably one of the biggest supporters for Becky Lynch. It's just watching Raw, week in and week out, having her get screwed this, screwed over here, screwed over there. I want to see something. I want to see Becky Lynch starting to get something a little bit going in her career. This is just getting outrageous for me right now. And she needs to start pulling out some wins here pretty soon. She just lost at WrestleMania too, so I mean, she lost at Rumble, she lost at Mania. Like, what the hell?
I know. What are you? What about the boss, Sasha Banks? Are you a fan of her?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, who isn't a fan of Sasha Banks? I mean, for a very young women's competitor like her, I mean, God, she can really, do a whole lot in the ring. I'm a big fan of her. She's doing great things on the WWE roster right now, and they called her up at the right time. Hopefully we just get Bayley up to the main roster so they can get something going as well.
I know. I thought she was gonna make an appearance Monday night with that
That's what I thought too.
I don't know. I guess it's not the right time because I guess her and Banks
Well, you
had
still
a
have to have that return match against Asuka, so.
Oh, she's got a rematch for that belt.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, they have to get over that, but I think the NXT is currently, running low on the talent, in the women's division down in NXT.
Oh.
I mean, honestly, you take Bayley out of the picture, that leaves Dana Brooke. I mean, you can keep on flip-flopping Emma from NXT to the main roster, but that will get old after a while. Then, on top of that, I mean, you have Nia Jax. I mean, Eva Marie, I guess you can say. And also, the next Trish Stratus. I mean, Alexa Bliss. I think she's really, really underrated. She can, her moonsaults are not the greatest, but you know what? I think what they call it, a sparkle splash, whatever the hell it's called. She can get it. She's very underrated. And I think that's she's like my favorite women's wrestler down in NXT right now. She can actually carry that women's division after Bayley's called up to the main roster.
Were you a fan back in the day of WCW, the program, or no? I'm just wondering. Do you watch it live, or do you watch it many years ago?
I was, growing up, I've been a WWE guy. WCW, really, I just didn't care about, but I did love a lot of the characters, a lot of the wrestlers, in WCW. I'm a big kind of guy into the whole, dark kind of wrestlers like a Raven, Vampiro, Gangrel in the WWE. I'm a big fan of those guys. I
Okay.
love those kind of characters, and it's something new and it's something interesting. I'm a big mark for Vampiro. I'm a big mark for Raven. I just love those are the main reasons why I watched WCW was just to watch those. But Raven flopped out in WCW. He did the right thing going back to ECW, and then Vampiro came along. He had that Human Torch match with Sting, and he had a couple of interesting storylines. But those are the guys I really just watched in WCW. But not really that big of a WCW guy. But I've always been watching WCW because wrestling is phenomenal. It's one of my favorite things to watch. Hopefully you do.
Were you a fan of the cruiserweight division back in the day?
WCWs or
Yeah.
WWE?
WCW, bar none.
I think WCW had a lot more high flyers. I really did enjoy that.
Yep. I think way better than WWE back in the day.
The WWE, gave a run for its money, but I'm still campaigning for WWE to bring back the cruiserweight division.
But here they are
But,
gonna.
there's a lot of good, cruiserweights out there in WCW during their time.
But didn't they say they're gonna bring that back for like the W Network specials?
Yeah, they're having this like tournament with Evolve, and I think it's just to look at some of the guys they probably have signed. I know there's a couple of people. There's a couple of images of international wrestlers holding up WWE signs and everything like that. I don't know what's gonna go about this cruiserweight ordeal. We'll just have to wait and see.
Okay. I mean, I hopefully they bring it back permanently. They could have it for Raw, SmackDown, or for like for the big events.
Yeah, I'm still an advocate to bring back the brand split. That's the best thing for the WWE right now because if they bring back, if they bring in the cruiserweight division, give that back over to SmackDown.
Yeah.
And then you can easily sign some guys from overseas or some of the big independent guys. So I mean it's opening up a lot of opportunities down the line.
Do you think Shane O'Mac did a pretty good job running Raw last Monday night or this past Monday?
He didn't even do anything except announce one match and had two backstage segments shaking the hand of Apollo Crews and everything, but it's just beyond that, he really didn't do anything.
Yeah, he didn't.
Because I thought, honestly, when Shane McMahon was, including like to open up Raw, it was just like, what is going on? It's just like Shane McMahon was like, oh yeah, I lost, I'm here to address the crowd, and I'll bye. He walks away. You can run Raw. Vince McMahon basically leaves Shane McMahon. Like he doesn't even stay to see if his son like fucked up on Raw or anything. But it's just it was kind of like, what is happening? It's like, what's going on here? How am I supposed to really be excited for this? Shane McMahon really didn't do much. I know that he's still kind of injured from that huge Hell in a Cell mark that he did. I marked out for that. It was just an overall exciting time, but you know what? Like Shane McMahon's role really did not, bring home the bacon. It was nothing to really, be memorable for.
Yeah, I think this is gonna lead up to the brand split, my friend.
It has to be. There's a lot of things you can do right now, but is the WWE really going to bring back the brand split? Maybe, maybe not. The tag team division needs to be split up. The tag team division has just been, floppy. It has not been a whole lot. They need to make SmackDown a little bit more relevant. And,
Yes.
What better way to do that is to bring back the brand split? That is the best thing to do.
And plus, make it live now. Don't tape it, because if you tape it, everyone's gonna read about the spoilers anyway. Nobody doesn't. Maybe once in a while people watch it at SmackDown, but most of the people out there just read it.
Yeah, but the biggest issue with the brand split is, okay, so we had a authority-less show, which was good.
Yes.
I was happy because the authority has just been fucking annoying for the last, 2 years they've been on Raw. Just every single time they open up Raw, it's the authority this, the authority that.
Yes.
I think that there's going to be a storyline being put into place that will set up the brand split. I don't know who's going to take over because obviously the authority, could be out. But right now, I don't see that that's the right, thing for business. Honestly, I think that, the authority not being on Raw is obviously setting up for something. Maybe
Yeah.
Shane McMahon comes back and runs over, SmackDown. Maybe Shane McMahon comes back and takes over Raw. Have Triple H, Stephanie do SmackDown. But SmackDown is the ultimate C show right now. They go from being the B show of WWE all the way down to becoming the C show because if you want to look at NXT, you rank all the current WWE product of shows. Obviously, you have Monday Night Raw, NXT, then SmackDown. But if you turn to fan, what's the best show? Then you would have the NXT, Raw, then SmackDown.
Yep.
So SmackDown's becoming that afterthought.
Yeah, it's sad too. It's sad.
Yeah, man. It's what happens, man.
Yep. Yeah, hopefully. I'm not a big fan of the brands, but just what happened last time they had it because I don't know. It doesn't work for me, but I don't know. W just when I mentioned before my podcast, they do this brand split. Then a couple months later, years, they just forget about it. Then they have any superstars on any other show. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what they can bring back the draft. They can bring in because the draft is always that biggest thing that everybody tuned into. You go back to all the past drafts in the WWE, everybody's tuning in to see who's going where. I thought that the last draft that they did when John Cena, I think it was the last draft that they did when John Cena was drafted to SmackDown, and then all of a sudden he was drafted back over to Raw.
That's what I'm saying. Yep.
They broke their own draft rules.
Yep.
So it's what the fuck? I mean, let's get this right next time.
Yeah. I think he should go. I think he should just if they can do a trade, they should just leave him on SmackDown.
John Cena is still the poster boy WWE, so I don't think they're gonna leave him on SmackDown. They're not gonna put him on SmackDown. They're gonna keep him on Raw. They're gonna keep some of the big guys on Raw. Guys that I can see being put over on SmackDown if the brand split was to come about.
Or Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose. I can see Dean Ambrose could be there. You can put AJ Styles on SmackDown, but this is all my prediction. Predictions could be fixed. You're obviously gonna have guys like Brock Lesnar on Raw, Cesaro on Raw. You can have Kevin Owens on SmackDown. If they want to keep Bad News Barrett, Wade Barrett around the WWE, which I highly doubt because his contract is up in June. You can put him on SmackDown. Give him a big role. There's just so many ways that they can go about it. They can put Neville on SmackDown. He can be the cruiserweight champion if they bring back the cruiserweight division. There's just so many ways that they can go about it, but it's just they gotta get more guys TV time. There's a lot of segments. It's just the same old shit every single day on Raw. You gotta start, giving some guys some in-ring time. I want to see, a character change or two. Bring back Leo Kruger. Drop Adam Rose.
Yeah.
I would love to see that happen. There's a lot of things that they can do, but they're just not doing it. It could help out, with ratings. It could help out with, character changes. The whole Adam Rose stuff. It could be, a thing that they could, change because everybody's been marking out for it. But that's just an example. There's a lot of things that they can change right now.
Oh yeah. This wraps it up. I really appreciate it, my guest Justin. It's been a while since you've been on this thing, so. I know you work nights and all good stuff. I really appreciate it. So, you want to plug your social media, all good stuff?
Yeah, like at the beginning of the show, Twitter, Instagram at Justin David Kish. I post about mainly sports. Follow my life in pictures. Follow my life in tweets. Just give me a follow and just let me know if you guys want to follow back. I'd be more than happy to give you guys a follow back. So just give me a holler on there.
Yeah, he knows his sports and. All good stuff, and it's baseball season, and he's supporting his baseball team, and
hopefully that they can beat the Dodgers right now. It's 4-3, top of the sixth.
Wow. Hey, are you going to any games this year?
I went to a few D-backs games. Went to opening day.
Damn, already? Wow.
Was gonna go last night, but we're caught up with it. I know the Giants are coming out. I want to say next month, so I purchased all 3 games. So I'm gonna be going to all 3 of the games for when the Giants are in town. Yeah, there's a couple of games I'm looking forward to watching here. Out here in Arizona.
That's cool. That's cool. I know that's a nice stadium. You guys got a pool out there still, right? For Arizona Diamondbacks out there.
Yeah, out there in right center field, center right field, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So this wraps it up for episode number 36. Yeah, all my links are down below. All his links down below. So check him out. He knows his sports very good. What he told me, and hopefully you, whoever listening, hopefully you got share his podcast and tell your friends about it. Until next time, have a good one, my friends, and thank you very much, my guest. I really appreciate it, Justin.
Hey, no problem, man. Let me know if you want to have another one down the line.
Yeah, we will. Good night, my viewers. You want to say good night to your viewers out there if they're listening?
Good night, guys. You guys have a good one. Be safe.
Okay, bye-bye.